These are video notes for section 2.8a, where we are going to write equations in the form of y equals mx plus b. So we've got some important terms here, and we've seen them in pieces, and now in this lesson we're putting them together. So we've used the word slope. We've been using it for a while now. Slope in this equation is going to be m. We know that's the steepness of a line, and we measure it in rise over run. We also measure it y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. But on a graph, we're really just going to see the change in y over the change in x. Then the y-intercept we saw in a previous lesson, we're going to use the letter b to represent that. And that's the point where the line is going to cross the y-axis. And when we put it all together, we have a linear equation in slope-intercept form. So y equals mx plus b. M is the slope, b is the y-intercept, and it's an equation between two variables that represent a straight line on a graph. So we're going to start by we're going to find the slope and the y-intercept on these graphs. So I'm going to highlight my y-axis. And there I can see this line is crossing at the ordered pair 0, 2. So the y-intercept is 2. And then I'm going to find the next perfect point by following this line till I hit a perfect point up here. So the rise to that point and the run. The rise is 1, 2, 3 boxes, and the run is 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes. So my rise, 3, run, 4. So my slope is 3/4. And now we just put these into the slope-intercept equation. So y equals, I'm going to write that for us, y equals mx plus b. Instead of m, I'm putting 3/4 x plus b is 2. So the y-intercept is 2. Okay, we can do the same thing here. I'm gonna highlight my y-axis. That is an important axis because we want to see where does that graph line touch that axis, and it's touching at 0, 3. So my y-intercept is 3, and I'm gonna follow the line till I hit the next perfect point. So right here at 2, 2. And between those points, I'm going down 1 and 2 to the right. So my rise, -1, and my run is 2. It's going to be really important to make sure you pay attention to negatives here, because if you miss a negative, you're going to have the wrong equation. So our formula is y equals mx plus b, and I'm replacing m with -1/2 x plus I'm replacing b with 3. Okay, here I can see a new line. I'm going to highlight my y-axis, and I'm going to find where the line touches. So it's touching here at 0, -2. And I'm going to trace the line till I hit a perfect point right on a corner. And I can see I'm going up to 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So my rise is 3, and my run is 4. So my y-intercept was -2, and my slope is 3/4. So in my equation, y equals mx plus b, that's the formula. Y equals 3/4 x, I'm replacing m with 3/4, plus -2. Now, I hate double signs. If you're in my class, you know that. So y equals 3/4 x, the negative takes over and turns into 3/4 x minus 2. Okay, we've got another one. We're finding our slope and our y-intercept. So I can see that this line is going to hit at 0, 4. and it gets to the next perfect point right here. So to get there, my rise goes down -2. So down 2, and my run is 3. So my slope is negative. Let's see, my b value is 4. My slope is -2/3. And when I substitute in for y equals mx plus b, m is -2/3. And my b value is 4. Okay. On E, my y-intercept is at 0. So this is a proportional line because it goes through the origin. And these equations end up being y equals mx, and we'll see why in just a second. So to get to the next perfect point, I can see I'm going to that point. So it's a rise of 3 and a run of 1. So the y-intercept is 0. And the rise, 3, run, 1. So 3/1 is 3. So the equation, y equals mx plus b, when I substitute those values in, m is 3 and b is 0, and we don't need that plus 0. So we can just say that our equation is y equals 3x. Okay, here we have special cases. So remember in Slope Dude, he went puff, puff, positive, nice, negative. This is 0 fun and undefined. So we're going to focus on these two in these special cases. So our equation, so I can see that this is a horizontal line, and we're going to use these 3 letters, HOY, to talk about the 3 characteristics of horizontal lines. Remember, a horizon is where the earth meets the sky and it goes flat across. So these letters in HOY stand for horizontal. The slope is 0. And then the equation is y equals a number. And in this case, I've got a point at 0, 2. I've got a point at 4, 2. Every single point on this line, and I'm just picking random points, every single one has a y value of 2. So we use HOY to show that the equation is just going to be y equals a number. So in this case, y equals 2. Now, when we have a vertical line, that's an up and down line. The equation is x equals a number, and those VUX letters remind us that when the equation is vertical, undefined slope, because it doesn't have a rise, it doesn't have, well, it has a rise, but it doesn't have a run. So since we can't divide by 0, it's undefined. And the equation is x equals a number. And here, every single x has the same value. So this is -3, +4, -3, 0, -3, -4. So again, I'm just picking random spots anywhere on that line. No matter what one you pick, the x value is -3. So to do these down here, this is a vertical line. The slope is undefined, and we're going to write our equation x equals a number. Every point on this line has an x value of -3. So -3, 3, -3, 0, -3, -2. And you don't have to put those dots on there. I'm just doing it to emphasize that every single point on this line has the x value of -3. So that's how we get that equation. And the last one, we've got a horizontal line, So the slope is 0, and every point on this line has a y value of -2. So this is -2, -2, 0, -2. Again, these are random points I'm picking to show that they all have an x or a y value, excuse me, a y value of -2. I should have highlighted over here. So they all have that y value of -2. So my equation is y equals -2. Oh, we've got 2 word problems also. So this one says the Spearing Middle School Student Council is organizing a dance and has to pay $500 for a DJ. DJ Dave will charge a total for $200 for a setup fee for the first hour or a total of $425 for a setup fee in 4 hours. So they have $500, $200 for a setup fee and the first hour, or $425 for a setup fee in 4 hours. And here we can see, and I can see in this picture, his rate. So he's going to charge $75 every hour. Plus, he's going to charge $125 to set up. And he only does this, only sets up one time. Okay, so I can see that if they have DJ Dave for 1 hour, it's going to cost $200. And if they have him for 4 hours, it's $425. So 1 and 200, 4 and $425. And it's really important to use your straight line tool here. We're going to connect those with the straight line tool. And we're extending it through our y-axis, just like that hint told me to do. Now, I can see from the picture that the rate is 75 an hour. So that's my slope. And the y-intercept is the fee, and that's 125. Because when he sets up, he has played for 0 hours. Okay, so our equation would be y equals 75x plus 125. And I can see that it's touching at 125 on this graph. Whoa. Now the last thing wants us to use the equation of the line from step 2, find the total cost if DJ Dave were to play for 5 hours. So we'll use the equation y equals 75 times 5 plus 125. And when we use our calculator, 75 times 5 equals 375 plus 125, so y equals $500. All right, in this last example, we are looking at, looks like a science project. So a saltwater solution is cooled to -6 degrees Celsius. During an experiment, the mixture is heated at a steady rate. Write an equation to represent the temperature y after x minutes. So we need to find the slope between the 2 lines, or the 2 points on the line that they already made for us. So 6 going to rise 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is my rise, and my run is 3. So that means my slope is 2, and the y-intercept is hitting at 0, -6. And what does that mean? What does the slope mean in the problem? The water, let's zoom in, water heats, and let's see, 2 degrees every 1 minute. And the y-intercept means that the solution started at -6 degrees Celsius. So the equation in y equals mx plus b form, my slope is 2, 2x plus -6. Again, if you're in my class, you know I hate double signs. So 2x minus 6 is the equation to represent the y-intercept and the slope and how they work together, heating water from a certain starting point.